Hey, what's up, Twitch? How you guys doing tonight? We are about to kick it right into Thornlight, bounty that's not been running for more than a week. Been busy getting everything ready for the time skip, so we've not been up a ton. But let's go inside our players. Hello, players.
Hello.
Hello.
Howdy.
Hello.
So, Epi, who are you playing tonight?
I'm going to be playing Crom Wavenblade.
And tell us a little bit about Mr. Crom Wavenblade.
He used to be dead. Is that appropriate? He used to be dead. He's not anymore. It's great. Please don't kill him again.
No, I would never do that.
Squints. He may be blind as a bat right now.
Well, not yet. So, next up, we have Miss Fireflies.
Hello.
The hellos.
The hellos. Excited to be here.
Who are you playing?
I'm playing Jimry. She's a dwarf.
She is a dwarf.
She is.
And this is one of her first adventures, isn't it?
Yeah. It's her second adventure.
Nothing bad happens on the second adventure. Nothing bad. Mirth, who are you playing today?
Well, this is rather a bit of a surprise, but I'm playing Mirth.
Jen's playing
Can you
Mirth.
believe it?
Tell us a little bit
Mirth's
about
playing Mirth. Mirth is an elvish rogue who, after nearly losing several friends in a big bloody war, is ready for nice, simple, just something, hopefully.
Nice and simple. Yeah, that's totally what happens. Craig, who are you playing today?
I am playing Root, a human fighter. He doesn't have a lot of a background just yet. This is one of his first.
Okay, Miss Mira,
Yes.
who are you playing tonight?
I'm playing Irith.
You are Irith. Playing Irith. Got it.
I am Irith. I'm playing Irith, who's not a bear, but she's an elf that likes bears.
The bears are in danger, Iris. The bears are in danger.
Are they?
10.
Yes.
Who are you
You
playing?
have to go see them.
I'm playing my teriyaki chicken. Actually, it's Caitlin LaRoe of Fairview, a human fighter who has not been on an adventure yet.
So she's adventuring for the very first time. Should be an interesting play.
Should be painful.
So, you all are inside the Fearless Wolf. As Kara kind of looks to all of you standing around and just leans on a... You guys actually going to do that one, or just look at it again?
Let's
Goes
do
around
it.
the room. Goes over to the board and reads it again.
I had heard people already went on that one. What is it?
So you're going
It
into the
says-
north. Kara collapse. But you can read it out.
It says, need a small team to travel to Thornlight to investigate what is happening in the city.
Well, let's get the obvious question out of the way. Where is Thornlight?
Well,
Northern
we were-
coast. Kara,
Can I have a map?
Kara draws you a very rough map of Azora.
No, I mean- Hey, last time I didn't ask for a map. I didn't know where I was going. I'm not making the same mistake.
Gemry and I were told that it's surrounded by swamplands, and we were given some of the possible dealing with swamplands, such as disease and giant frogs that eat people.
Froghemus. You like those, don't you, Mirth? Kara grins.
No, they certainly like me. But in all seriousness, is that all it says? No indication of what's happening that they were investigating exactly?
None at all.
Garrick shrugs. No one's talked about it in here.
Dude.
How do we get
Where
there?
did where did the person that left the message go?
Would be the barracks.
We should see if we can find him for information.
Agreed. So, anybody else want to come with me? I'll walk out of the wolf.
Jimmy follows.
Right, we'll finish his drink and follow.
Caitlin would like to
Finish
follow.
hugging Joshua and follows.
Oh, we're dragging Josh on the mission too?
No, she's hugging him, and she's like, "Bye."
Crom follows. Like, he's got nothing better to do right now.
Alright, so you guys walk like the 5 miles to the north of the city, and you stand outside the large barracks building, guards posted outside. As you approach, you are stopped. They don't really know you, particularly. And, what's your business?
We're looking for the person that posted requests for help towards Thornlight.
One of the messengers, obviously. Just go talk to the man at the counter. They open the door for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So as you guys enter, there's a large kind of foyer-esque room, really big counter. You see stacks of papers and folders, and you don't immediately see like a face.
Hello.
Alright, 1 minute. A stack of papers kind of like cascades down, going everywhere. As you see a small halfling head poke through. Yes? You're gonna have to pick that up,
Crom will start to pick it up.
Caitlin will assist in the cleanup.
We're here about information about the notice in the wolf about traveling to Thornlight.
And he starts like wrestling through papers, pulls out a little folder. I really hoped you were here to claim that horse, and just keeps flipping through.
Horse?
Yes, there's a free horse out back. It's white. It's got quite an attitude on it.
I'll take it.
Sold!
Thank you.
Merce just does a slow clap. Congratulations.
Does it have a name?
Snow Twinkles or something like that. Twinkle Snow, I don't know. We called it Apple Jackson. It totally wasn't country enough.
So if any of us had met Sarius, who we know
Yes.
who the horse is.
Oh crap!
Yeah,
Pirate knows.
Caitlin knows.
Crom doesn't care.
Root doesn't
Likewise.
Jimmy's
Opens
got a
up.
horse.
Crom high fives Jimmy.
As far as Murph's concerned, Jeremy deserves a horse if Sari's going to go out and abandon our horse.
So, you're to go to the city to investigate. Closes the folder, puts it down.
How are we supposed to get there and get back? Any other details?
And what are we investigating exactly?
It leans on the counter. Realizes that, the tables, the chair's like tilting. He stands on the counter. Still, like, the papers are up to his head. And just looks and goes, well, how are you supposed to get there? Have you ever traveled before?
Yes.
I would assume traveling is a good idea. Because it's not here.
Who's the person that brought the notice from the parrots?
One of our messengers. I think it was, He goes, he picks the thing back up and starts flipping through it, looks for a stamp, finds a stamp. You needed his name?
Yes, please.
His name was, Yosef, with a Y.
Interesting. And yours?
Me? You want to know my name? My name's Avion. Envon, sorry. Envon. So, halfling. Courier. For your notes, Firefly.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're investigating, well, basically there's no one returning from the city. We need recon. What's going on? Press. Just send a large battalion of troops. It's quite a few days.
You want us to look around and then report back?
The more information you can bring, the better.
If we find people, do we bring them back?
Assuming that they are alive and in need, bringing them to one of the outposts would be the best idea.
Where are the outposts?
You're not from around here, are you, dwarf?
No. Are you halfling?
It motions to the seat and all the paperwork. Unfortunately, I have to say I am.
My apologies.
You guys make quite a mess sometimes, you know that? It looks at all the paperwork.
I'm sorry.
I don't know, I know who you are. Mr. I died and had a big funeral and now I'm back. Waves his hands around.
Hey. Thank you for doing all the paperwork.
He motions to a stack of paperwork. This is just you.
Wow. That's impressive. You do a very important job. Would you like me to bring you a snack or something?
Yes.
Later? Okay, I'll bring you a snack.
Looks back. Don't you die again. Because then I'll have you in a bigger stack of paperwork.
Yeah, I won't be coming back. You don't have to worry about that.
He looks. So, Brayden is the closest city we've had contact with.
Is there a teleportation circle there?
Thank you.
There is not.
Where is
Do you
the
have a map?
Go ahead.
He motions to like the back wall, and just kind of goes, "What are you tall folk?"
Yeah.
Crom I was gonna say, Crom steps up.
Looks around.
Points. Grab the young miss a map.
Reaches for a map.
I like Nasa's comment. This because Cortia, the paperwork would already be on fire. Yeah, there you go. You have a map.
Not sure I'm going to be too disappointed about that.
Braden is number 2. Thornlight is right there. This is the closest settlement.
11 feet.
Where is the closest teleportation circle?
There.
Where's there?
Clear Hill.
Okay, I'm looking at the map on the War20. Where is the city? Where did character
Clear,
right about?
Clear Hill is 1.
Yes.
2 is Braden. This right here is Thornlight.
Okay.
You do know that
does it-
mages can teleport you where there isn't circles, right?
It's getting back is the thought, I think. Looks at everyone, right? Yes.
Usually when I've been on adventures, it's been through teleportation.
So
Well,
Days walking, should they come to it.
Many,
I mean-
many cities in war tend to destroy the teleportation circles.
So let's just put it this way: we're going to end up having to teleport there, and then figure out a way home. Is the best way to put it, right?
Can any of you sail?
I've sailed. I'm not good. I sank the ship
Well,
before.
there is a small port. You might be able to take a boat and ride back to Clear Hill and use the teleportation circle there.
yeah, I was about to ask that. Out of character said, like, since the war is over, like, how can we just walk into Clear Hill and not be like a big thing?
There still might be some sympathizers around, but you would be generally safe.
Okay.
I mean, it's not going to stop. Like, if you were someone they want to kill, and there's an assassin about it, it's not going to stop them. But there is detachments of soldiers in the city.
Crom tries to figure out if he's someone they want to kill.
He looks at your ears. Now you're fine.
Oh, thank God. Any of these guys? Gestures.
Hey!
Don't think so. Everyone's full-blooded, aren't they?
Yes.
He'd be fine. I mean,
Alright.
they know you fought against them. You know, the sympathizers still might not be super happy, but yeah. You're relatively safe as you would be in any city that you travel to that is not your home city. That same relativity.
So,
First, just looks at the group and shrugs. I mean, we'll only be there long enough to walk to wherever they keep their teleportation circles.
Oh no!
Like we're
You
saying
should-
today.
If you do go there, you need to check out the bar,
Which one?
the sailor's bar, the Nimble Tuna. It's got one great recommendation.
Okay.
He looks at Iris. They'd like you.
Huh?
Yes.
What?
Recommendation from who?
Why?
I don't want to spoil all the surprises.
I'm scared,
What's
guys.
the colors of the kingdom?
Colors of which kingdom?
The one in the north.
They don't have colors anymore.
I have an important question for you, sir.
What's my name?
Uh,
Mr. Crumb Wavenblight. Died in the
Come on, you can do this.
Since I've died, I have a trouble remembering people's names, places.
It's one of
I
two
Anvan.
names. It's one of two names in the chat.
Oh, in the chat.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna vote for
No one say anything.
Anvan. Anvan.
Well, you voted right.
I was so disappointed.
Anvan. Is there anything you'd like me to bring you back?
From the information, so I can
Apart
close
from-
out these reports.
Apart
Look at my
from
desk,
that-
man! Look at my desk!
He wants a
apart from
snack
that,
as well, remember?
I mean, I'm bringing you a snack. So, is there anything else you want me to bring you back? You know.
He thinks about it. He grabs a piece of paper, writes in it, folds it up, and hands it to you.
Is this going to be DM'd to me?
It will be.
Looks at the piece of paper.
Whisper Epi right now.
What's your last name, Anton?
I'm simply Anvan, the scribe.
That's an awesome title.
I didn't give my last name to everyone.
Crumb starts to laugh and he goes, "I'll see what I can do." Any particular,
None taller.
favorite?
None taller.
Oh, right. So, yeah, okay.
He nods.
I'll see what I can do. I mean, do you have a bag of holding? I might just put one in a bag of holding and run.
Don't think you'd make it in time.
He laughs.
Just curious on what he's written down.
He goes, you can always trade. And kind of his eyes drift to a certain someone.
I might just do that.
So, he does write another kind of scribe note, hands it to you, Root, since you had been seeming to lead the party. And says, this will get you to Braden. Root.
Takes it.
So, you guys headed to the circle now?
Yes.
Unless anyone else has others. Yeah, question or spot they need to go for information.
Not that I can think of.
And off we
Jimmy
go.
goes and looks out at her new horse.
Are you taking it with you?
Sure.
Hands the lead to you.
Takes it.
Immediately starts pulling you away.
Ah,
It's a horse.
Oh.
Give me an animal handling roll at disadvantage.
oh, this is great. She's muttering to herself in Dwarven. Just get a horse. Stupid. Get a horse, they say. They fun, they say.
So it pulls on Jeremy once. You guys all look, and you look in, and it just starts full galloping away. Jeremy holding onto the rope, kind of getting
there a
flicked
way?
in the side.
No, go away!
That Root can handle or grab it.
Give me a dexterity check as it goes by you.
Can I catch Grim? Grim? Can I catch her instead? Jimmery.
You miss the horse, kind of just, it does a juke move on you. Breaks your ankles as it runs by. You going for Jeremy? Give me a dexterity check, Crumb.
Straight dex. Okay.
Yep.
Ah!
Crom goes face first into the dirt as this thing
Can I-
slams down and away.
Can I whistle and attempt to get it back because I've met the horse before?
You can try. Give me the animal handling.
Contemplate shooting it.
Yeah, so you whistle similar to Ceres. As it stops, looks around, and looks at you.
Come here, girl. Come here.
Picks Jimry up by the not the scruff of the neck, but that kind of cloth that's there, starts carrying Jimry towards you.
Right. Well, going to comfort the horse, like stroke its
Oh,
face
she starts
when it gets
muttering
back
in a
here.
darker language.
Drop it.
Swings Jimry back and forth.
Hang on.
Does a small gur.
She is not an ace. Can't speak with animals.
Snowbell, let her go.
Hello?
Shakes her again.
Hello, Snowbell?
Just
I'm
next time I'm just
cast.
taking the horse.
The
you
ears,
turn
the
into
ears.
glue.
Here's the
Remember,
glue.
I could have gotten money from this.
Throws Jimry up in the air and sprints away. Yes, it hears glue. All you hear is "Not today! Not today!" as it runs into the.
Come back! I'll get you some oats.
It heard glue from Jimry.
I see you again, horse, and you're dead.
Here.
looks at Jimmy. Looks at the dwarf. Is like, I'm not gonna pick a fight with that. The dwarf's hit hard.
She belonged to someone who was in Penrith at the time of the war, but we haven't seen her since.
Excellent. As soon as you do find her, please inform her that I wish her to pay for damages to my person.
Right.
Sev, did you say the horse
Mer-
broke roots?
Merc doesn't say anything, but he kind of gives Jimry a look like you kind of started that, but he doesn't say anything.
Figuratively broke your ankles.
Okay, cool,
Not,
cool.
not physically.
You had me worried there for a second.
Yeah, I heard break your ankles too, and I was like, oh dear.
I was like, well, we're done now.
It crossed you over. Broke your ankles. It's a sports term.
The basketball, football thing. I don't know.
Never heard it.
So, you continue now with a horse slobber Jimry as you make your way to the Arcana.
Jimry prestidigitates herself. Just no.
Of course.
Hand the token.
So, they look to you and walk you towards one of the teleportation rooms. As you all start gathering up on the platform, is there anything that's said?
Is this a bad?
We don't know where we're walking into, so everyone try to be quiet and keep an eye out.
Does this token cover the way back?
The mage looks to Jimry and goes, and hands it to you. Do you investigate it?
Mm-hmm.
Roll me an Arcana. It's a piece of paper.
Oh, it's a piece of paper.
Get you guys all up in circles. So then, all set?
Nods.
I believe so.
Kind of, shakes his hands out as the arcane light builds from his hands, and each of the runes on the teleportation circle begin to light up. The light building, swirling around you, as all of a sudden you go from nice and dry to it's raining sideways out here, as Ollie Williams would say from Family Guy, as you guys are getting soaked.
Ah.
Well,
And someone rolls me a D100.
What?
I got it.
Oh,
What was your number?
88.
88. Let's see what an 88 gets you. Ah, nice. You land smack down in the middle of Raiden. Because all you had was a description to go by, so you could have been, bad.
what'd you say? You land smack down in the middle of what now?
The town. You're actually inside the town.
Oh, okay.
Number 2, right?
So just so you realize that this is a very small kind of trading post-ish town. There is a tavern. You can see a couple farms. Those of you with dark vision, out on the distance, and kind of like a small little trading post. A couple little houses. It's not very big. It probably has the population of maybe 40 or 50 people total.
I like this place. This place is nice.
It's wet.
It's because it's pouring out.
Right.
Crumb looks at him and goes, "Where I'm from, rain is a blessing."
Well, the good news is that if there is anything out there, it'd be hard to see us through all this.
Grom just doesn't see anything. Neither does Caitlin.
Neither do I.
Yep.
Three of you are.
See?
I mean, you guys can see about 15 feet.
See what? Where?
A couple torches lit. You got to see around.
Somebody else is going to have to take the lead.
Yep. So
Congo-
you said we see farms and what else?
Farms kind of at the distance. Those are in night vision. You see like a small, looks like general shop / trading post. A small, looks newishly built inn, and what was the last thing? I have those there. Yeah, those are the only three things you actually see.
I'll
There's a
say
big
I see
stable
it.
next to the. Blah, I can't speak right now. There's a small stable next to the inn.
I'll say there's an inn over there. Shall we head that way?
Sure, voice. I can't see.
I saw and take Crumb's arm and I guess Roots.
And Caitlin.
Well, someone else will have to take Caitlin. I only have 2 arms.
You guys start.
Come here,
interlocking-
Caitlin.
I'm sorry, Caitlin. You guys start interlocking arms.
We're off to see Wizard. Wonderful Wizard. Sorry, I had to.
Just cocks in the head. No.
And we're walking, and we're walking.
Yeah, you guys make your way. So you're going to the inn, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, you guys make your way up to the inn. Couple of like lanterns hanging on the outside. Jemry, you look off to your side, and you can see horses in the barn. There you go.
She glares at them.
I didn't bring Keen.
So you push the. You did not bring Keen. You push the door open as you walk in a very small tavern. Based on looking at the map, this place should be relatively empty. It is packed to the gills. As you
Thank
look
you,
for
Firefly.
the tavern sign, it reads the Dangerous Lock Inn. And lock as in the body of water. Everyone just kind of looks at all of you and give me, everyone give me, we'll call it, I'll let it be either perception or investigation on the room.
25.
24.
23.
So everyone but Jet and Root, you guys come to a quick realization that most of the people here have some sort of, whether it be injuries, they're dirty, they look like, the best you can call them is refugees. You also see Crom, Mirth, because you got a 25 with your reliable.
Yeah.
Irith, I'd say you as well. There are 2 doors, one on either side, which look to be like other kind of side rooms. You would assume there'd be storage, etc., stuff like that. But they're probably, decent sized rooms. That the doors seemingly are locked. They have someone posted, sitting next to them that is brandishing a weapon, not like pulled out, but on their hip. And there is like a black ribbon hanging, or a black piece of cloth kind of hanging from one upper corner of the door frame to the other upper corner of the door frame.
Does that mean anything to us? Black cloth across the door?
Does that mean there's like a
You can roll
wake?
history if you'd like. History or medicine.
Yeah, let's do history.
Oh,
The three of you that saw it.
medicine.
Iris, you can as well. Mirth, you recognize that it is definitely... It signifies something, but there's no, like, sort of general coding to what it represents. But definitely something is up.
Yeah, other character I was immediately thinking plague or something, but
What's with your character and
I'll
playing,
put
Jim?
these out.
I know, right? Jen, you're immediately bit by a mosquito.
Watches him mutate. Anyways,
What?
I said you're immediately bit by a mosquito.
Ah,
Not again?
was it radioactive, Sev? Does he turn into mosquito?
That's how Jen contracted the serpent decay.
Yeah, I know. Just Crom.
Is there a bartender?
Yeah, it's at the back. This place is packed. The people are almost shoulder to shoulder.
On his last.
Say, let's get some. Oh, sorry. Well, I'm saying let's get some information. Let's say I'll start walking in.
On his perception check, does Crom see many children? That kind of stuff.
There's it's a straight swath of refugees. It's not like just one. It's there are probably kids that have lost their parents or have no clue who their parents are.
When you say refugees, do you mean just straight humans and elves, or are there like half?
It's going to be pretty much the predominant. It's predominantly humans. I would say over 75, based off what the country's population was. Like 75% were human. It was like 20% elvish, and then it was like the rest were split up between dwarves, halflings, stuff like that. So.
Okay. Crom will follow. You're playing Mert, right?
Mm-hmm.
Crom will follow Mert over to the counter.
Okay.
Gonna watch the people that, in case they're watching Mirth and such. Anybody out of place?
Everyone's kind of looking at all of you as you guys entered, because you guys aren't beat up, you aren't covered in like muck, and you're brandishing weapons. Right.
Crom's in mithril full plate. That stands out.
Yeah. You bet no. Give me an insight since you're counter watching these people. Give me an insight.
24.
24. Yeah, I mean they're more curious than anything.
Okay.
You would know as well because you did roll well above a 20. A couple of the men around those doors that Mirth kind of his gaze lingered on seem a little bit calmer that you're here. But there doesn't seem to be anyone that has any malicious intent behind their looks.
Okay.
So, as you guys make your way up, there's an older, end of life, kind of man standing behind the bar, gray, thin hair, almost like, strands of a string, basically, barely, staying on his head. And you realize that, like, he's probably, like, you look at him, Mirth, and, like, it's very well kept hair, especially for basically the middle of nowhere. Like, he's trying to keep on to these strands as long as he can. Well, at least it looks like you guys have coin.
Yes, we came to see if everything was all right. We had heard that people have been coming here and not coming back. I look
Here?
around
Thornlight. Earth.
in Thornlight specifically.
Oh yeah, these are people from Thornlight. Points to like the mass people just stacked in the room.
What's happened?
Who's inciting that?
Seems to be truthful.
These are people from Thornlight. Then why did someone come all the way down to Penrith to say that no people had been seen coming from the area?
Oh. Don't mistake me. People have fled Thornlight. There's been a couple rangers and such that have gone in towards Thornlight and never came back through here, at least. There's other egresses, but
Crumb looks at him and goes, how's business? Are they able to buy food off you?
He looks to Crumb, and there's almost like the dramatic sigh in Facepalm, but he realizes you guys have coins, so like he starts to lift his hand up and puts it back down. Doesn't look like they can afford anything, boy.
It's a fair question. Are they
Most of them, Crumb, as you look back at them, as you're having this conversation, they barely even have possessions. Some of them are in like their nightgowns.
Crom then looks at the guy and goes, would you be offended if I fed them?
I've been feeding them too, boy.
Yeah, I'm not saying you haven't, but I have a means to feed them that won't cost you anything.
Emotions.
Crom will step back and wait for them to finish the conversation.
Give me an investigation. Only you, because it's only relevant to you. It wouldn't be relevant to anyone else here.
An 8, 22 if I had
He
advantage.
sticks out his hand, all the side in seconds, sticks out his hand. What's your name, boy?
Crom, Wavering Blight.
Name's Trevin.
Takes note of that.
May Bouldry have blessings on you. Take care of him.
Crom smiles and goes, thank you. She's a wonderful person.
Someone needs to take care of the less fortunate.
That they do.
So, looks back to Mirth. My apologies.
No problem. It's necessary. We're just trying to. You say this. This is everyone from Thornlight. Well,
not everyone.
Well, the majority of people. But
This is who is here. There's with the war, the caravans weren't necessarily stopping, so New Side has sent some caravans to take people. They have more room, more places. We take whoever we can rescue out of the marsh or that stumbles across here and feed them, give them shelter, and send them on a little bit safer to a city with walls.
Nice. I suppose what I'm trying to ask is, why are they here, not in their homes? Is something happen? Were they damaged in the war, or is it something else?
He looks here, goes, I feel I need to ask why you want to know. I'll tell you. But you'll answer me first.
We came up here because we had heard rumors of people not being able, to leave Thornlight, and when we get here, we have basically the whole town packed in the tavern. So
There's only probably 80 people in here, Mirth.
yeah.
So, I mean, in terms of the whole town, you're talking about thousands of people. There's 80 here. Just to put it in your mind to help you paint a better picture. He looks and goes, you're, looks up. You're them adventuring types, aren't you?
Nods.
I'm a cook.
Yes.
Yep.
I've dabbled.
He looks down to your hands, Mirth, and back up to you. I can see the blisters from the arrow and the calluses from your bow. You've done more than dabbled. It's okay. And he smiles. He goes, you might actually believe the story then. Dead. It was apparently some weapon that the bastard king was going to use against, those in the south. From everything I've heard, they're around these locks where they were trying to produce prisoners, slaves, whatever they could find, and experiment on. It would seem that they bit off more than they could chew. And the people have fled.
What happened to the people that were experimented on?
Most still within the city, we hope. We're doing what we can to try and construct a wall when it's not the emotions outside storming. To at least try and give us some safety.
What kind of weapon?
He literally shrugs his shoulders. This is the story I've heard.
Nods.
I grew up on this little trading post.
Who's the king?
The king is dead. That's why you you six don't have to worry about any guards walking through here. Because the guards lay down their arms. I'm aware of where you're from.
Worry about what? I'm sorry. I didn't hear.
He said, I'm aware of where you're all from.
I wasn't. I lost my train of thought.
He looks and leans over, motioning you all in. And he points out about 6 individuals. You need to keep your distance. They were soldiers. They're hiding. I'll have no problem trying to kill you.
Nods.
There's no bloodshed in this. Tybert, do you understand me? A slight on my patron.
Yes, of course.
Believe me, we've had enough
home
of.
sacred.
Believe us, we've had enough of the war.
Crom blesses himself.
Does what's happened have anything to do with that? And I kind of point towards the door with a black ribbon over it.
Those are sick. We don't know if they're infectious or not. We're waiting on a cleric to come.
None of us are a cleric, right? Honest question, none of us are clerics, right?
No.
The real question is, how confident are you to deal with plague?
Well, I survived one.
How fast does it affect people?
He shrugs. They've been sick since they've come in.
How long's that been?
Today. Not much for speaking. He goes, the ones that are sick, points the right door, are there. The ones that they came in with and traveled with are in there. What's the other door?
Okay, thank you.
Has it been spreading?
These are the first batch.
Crom, not to sound cold, but he says it straight out. If you need help digging a pit, just let me know.
See what the clerics have to say first.
How long has it been raining like this?
I'll start this afternoon. Storm coming in, I'll have to see.
So it's normal.
Yeah,
Do you know how long it usually lasts?
depends on the storm. Maybe a day.
The people that came in, were they wet?
Yes. They didn't arrive too long before you. Last light. So you realize they'd probably beat you by like 3 hours.
Did they tell you where they came from? I know they're from Thornlight, but did they?
Weren't. The ones that were sick and didn't speak much. The ones they came with said they came down in Thornlight.
Wait, I thought we were in Thornlight.
No, you're in Britain.
No.
We're in Brayden. It's the town over.
Oh,
It's a little
okay.
trading post.
Crom
How
nods.
far is Thornlight from here?
It's about a day's hike. You follow the road. It's not as marshy. You can cut time off if you know how to travel through the marsh.
I'm going to go. He looks at the rest of the group. I'm going to go tend to the hungry and the weary. He nods to the owner and then says, "We won't be going anywhere tonight, so."
He puts a single key down. Slides it over to you. You'll all be staying in the second door on the right. He slides it to you. He looks to Mirth.
Mm-hmm.
May the art and beauty of Krillian's magic show you the way. And slides it over to you.
You'll nod and take the key. And hopefully, Paler's light will come out soon enough.
He kind of chuckles a little bit and nods.
He'll look the others.
Are we next to any of those people you pointed out?
No, there's a good distance between you guys.
Thank you.
So, Grom, how are you going? Are you just cooking?
No. Crom's going to look towards the large group of people.
Oh, I know what he's doing.
Excuse me. He's going to raise his voice slightly. Excuse me.
Yeah, the hush kind of conversations stop and people start looking towards you.
I'm going to offer you all a hot bath and a fresh meal, or a meal.
One really kind of portly dude steps up, stands up, and goes, "You want to bathe me? All right!" and sticks his arms out. Grins big. He's got like 3 teeth.
You can bathe yourself, but I will give you a place where you can do so.
Yeah, he sits back down, just chuckling.
I have an item that will basically give you a meal, rest, somewhere to rest after such weary travel. But it only works if you willingly choose to. I can't force you to go.
couple people are raising eyebrows.
He smiles sheepishly and goes, "Look, I can't stand seeing people hungry. I'm a chef by trade, so when I see people such as yourself, I can't help but want to help. No ill will."
Okay, so use your item.
So he uses his rod of security to transport those he can see. And
Anyone from the party going with? Willing. That's why I ask.
No, I can't think of a reason Caitlin would.
Okay.
Jim would go.
Okay.
Root would go.
Okay. So just Root and Gender from the party. Okay. So you guys look as the rod shimmers. And about 70 of the people blink out of existence. And crown the two party members. Mirth, as you stayed behind, you see like Trevin's eyes like go big, and a single strand of hair pops out of his head and hits the ground because he's that surprised.
Yeah. Don't worry, they'll be fine. Although Cromwell, he promised I'd be his first customer.
Those of you with Crom are in a demiplane of his making. What is it, Crom?
It's a paradise of my making. I am going to pick it's a hot spring inn.
Okay. And you guys go about. We're getting any hit dice, being well fed, and spending the next 8 hours before you dispel it.
It's up to
up to. But how long are you staying in there?
I'll stay there for the night. Get
8
people.
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll say 10 hours.
Okay.
10 hours living lavishly. So Mirth, Caitlin, is there Irith? You look about. There's the 6 individuals that were pointed out to the group. They're still there. The 2 guards on the doors, and obviously the people inside.
Yeah.
Well, that was something. Does anyone know when they'll be back?
No idea.
Tomorrow, probably, if I remember how that thing works correctly.
Trevin just looks to you like, I have no clue. He looks over to Mirth and goes, if you ever find one of those things again, bring it here. I could do massive business with that.
I'll be sure to do it.
And he motions to the key. He goes, I think this is more prevalent now.
First, we'll take and he'll pay for the room.
No,
How much is the room?
waves his hand. He waves off the payment.
Well, ladies, shall we see our room for the evening?
Sure.
I suppose.
Or to lead the way up?
Yeah, you guys head upstairs. And it's, says a second door on the right. The first door looks like it has a big room. Third door looks like it has a big room. You put the key into the second door, and there is a single cot and a small picture hanging in the back wall. Barely big enough to fit the cot.
A small what?
Picture.
In the back door?
Picture. Piece of art.
Ah.
Looks old, tattered.
What? Landscape or something? Generic hotel?
It is more of a portrait.
Of who?
Of a man. Elvish man.
Anyone famous? Or just
Give me a religion check.
religion?
Yep.
Haha. 31.
It's Corellian. In one hand, he has what looks like a sculpture of a beautiful woman. In the other hand, there is a small, like, orb of, like, light. Both hands open.
Curlian's a god, right? I'm not, like, having...
Correct. Curlian
Okay.
Larethian is the head of the Elvish Pantheon. The father of elves.
Mirth kind of... Can I investigate the painting? Or anything weird about it, behind it, or anything?
Sure.
Uh, 25.
So how are you investigating? I think is my best point for you.
First, he's kind of like looking it over, like at it. Kind of runs a hand along the side,
That's
looks
like,
behind it.
oh, so you take it off. See what?
Well, he'll like lift it up
Yeah,
and look
see
behind it
wall.
first, and then he'll
See
look at the
wall.
back.
You put your hand back down, and there's definitely something here.
Something where?
Something to do with the painting.
Is there anything in the back of the painting?
Nope, just just the canvas and the frame.
You said it was a picture of Curlian with a orb of light in one hand and one in the other.
Like a sculpture of a like a beautiful woman.
Does he appear to be pointing or looking in any particular direction?
Looking straight forward. Both of his hands are kind of, palms up.
Mm-hmm. He looks at the ceiling.
Is that regular ceiling?
Is there any light source in the room?
No. I assume that you guys have the door open.
Yeah.
Or, there's a lantern in there that you could light, but you can see in the dark, so.
No. Can I shut the door and turn on the lamp?
Yeah, you shut the door, you light the lantern.
Are the other two in there just like watching me do all this?
Yes.
You're all squished in the room together.
This is not what I expected.
I feel like there's something with this.
I mean, you know it in your bones. There's something with this, based on your investigation.
Can I check as well?
Sure.
The walls with the paintings on, is it like towards like the outside of the house, like the front of the building, or is it like...
It's towards, one of the walls. Yeah, I mean, the two of you guys are like, eh.
Can I check behind?
It's just a painting.
Like,
It's just a painting to the two of you.
can I take the painting down and like kind of check the wall behind it?
Yeah, it's a wall. Painting's off.
I look at the painting. This is really bothering me. They talking to Corzin.
So the painting's on the bed. Iris and Caitlin are squished into one corner as Mirth's moving around.
Yep.
There's no such thing as personal space inside this room.
Yep.
There's nothing on the back of the door or anything?
Nope. I mean, there's a lock.
I'm more concerned about where we're going to sleep.
There's one bed. Which barely
Exactly.
fits in here. So what do you do, Mirth?
What did the man say? Let the light of Corian guide you. Arts and light and Corian guide you. Oh, I used to be good at puzzles. I feel like this is a puzzle. You said the statue is just of a beautiful person. It's not just.
Yeah,
Is it
it's
like?
painted in the picture.
Is it pointing anywhere?
No.
If I, nothing changes. If I like make the light closer to the.
No. Other than the fact that you might burn the painting.
Yeah, I'm not getting that close. Just trying to get light shining on it.
It is. It's a very small room.
Is there anything else in the room outside of the painting and the cot and the lamp?
That's it.
Mirth picks the painting up off the bed.
Mm-hmm.
He shakes it a little.
Nothing really moves in it.
He hangs it back up
Okay.
and just sits on the bed
Okay.
and like lays on his back, like.
So the bed's been cleaned by Mirth as you two are stuck in the corner.
Still haven't answered the question
No.
of where we're sleeping.
You might specify if that's in character or out of character. Just
As the Keelan says, if I turn to a bear, don't freak out.
You can turn into a bear in here. It's too
No,
small
but
of space.
she's sleeping, I meant.
No, but it's too small of space. Your wild chip wouldn't go off.
Alright, Caitlin leaves the room at that announcement.
Give me a dexterity check, Caitlin. Try and find the door handle while being pushed into the corner. Yeah, you managed to get your hand, pull it, you kind of nudge Iris with the door and slip your way out.
I'm just gonna catch my air breath in the hallway.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Iris. I just.
Regretting my life choices.
There's something here. I feel it in my soul, my bones.
It's like one of
Betcha,
these
wait.
weird things.
What?
Like a weird elvish thing kind of thing?
I don't know. Just something. I mean, I'm an elf, but I'm not an elf. Does that make sense?
You want a full elf to look through it?
I mean, I never even met another full elf until I left home.
She points to herself.
That's right, until I left home. That was about, what was it, 8 years ago now? No, 10. No, 11.
I was going to check the painting again.
Okay, another investigation.
19.
I think he might have a point, but you're not sure.
She just kind of keeps looking at it and looks at me. It's like, it is kind of hard to think about this, so.
The sense that I'm getting, is it from the painting itself, or is it just like in the room
There's
general?
something there. You get the sense when the painting was on the wall.
I stand back up and look at the painting.
It's exactly as described.
I feel like this is obvious. Mirth Mother says, he says this out loud, he's talking to no one in particular, just kind of facing, looking at the painting. I feel like this is obvious, and I'm just... being made
Caitlin,
I'm
give me a history check.
making a fool of myself.
You haven't rolled in a while. What were the words the man told Marth?
I actually couldn't hear you.
Let the light of Corellian's magic guide you. You remember hearing him say.
I guess I open the door and ask him, "Have you tried magic of any kind?"
Right.
The old man did say, mention magic.
Did he? I thought he said art. Well, what do I have magic wise? Hold on.
Kaylin's just gonna go downstairs and get a drink, I guess.
I cast message on it? I don't know.
As it's not sentient, nothing happens.
I figured.
Do you have any light spells or something?
Nope.
Trevin raises an eyebrow as you come back down, Caitlin.
Is there any other place to sleep?
He laughs. Rubs his forehead.
I cast guidance on the painting.
He's sitting in there obsessing over a painting, and there's nowhere else to rest.
Watch the bar for me for a second.
All right.
He stands up and walks towards the stairs.
Caitlin goes and walks behind the bar and waits, I guess.
He comes up to the room and sees Mirth staring, trying to cast magic at the painting, and you just hear a trickle.
I knew it. I'm making a fool of myself, ain't I?
Both of you come on out.
Okay.
He steps out.
He closes the door behind him. He opens it back up, and then just proceeds to walk by you.
Aerith looks in the room
I look
again.
inside.
The back wall is slightly ajar. He walks back down into Caitlin. Your room has been unlocked. And walks behind the bar and sits down.
Wait,
She
what
looks-
was
She
it, Jar?
looks confused and goes up the stairs back to the room.
Okay. The back
Whoa.
door, the back wall of the room is ajar.
Aerith opens it.
Yeah, there is a small staircase that leads down.
Aerith looks at Mirth. Should we head down?
That's also unusual.
Mirth just walks down the stairs.
It's dark, so I'm assuming, Caitlin, you grab the lantern.
Yeah, I kind of need it.
You guys walk down past where you think the first floor of the bar would be, and you see a large kind of dry cellar that is set up with bunks and various kind of there's blankets and stuff. It looks like one might be able to smuggle out people that were trying to be persecuted or killed long ago.
Oh,
It's like the Underground Railroad.
Underground Elf Road.
Yep. Underground Half of Road.
So, who wants the bed upstairs?
The beds down here are much nicer.
Okay.
Not I.
So you guys all, kind of make your way into your beds, and everyone gains.
Do we make sure the wall is closed behind us?
I've been about to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a latch on the inside.
Yeah,
Caitlin's gonna
that's
head
that
up there
part
and
too.
close it.
So, you close the wall. You sleep. The next morning comes as you guys wake up, make your way downstairs, reclose the door. Or the wall, I should say. And
We close the wall and then the door.
as Crom and everyone poofs back outside. Still raining.
We lost Epi from voice chat like a little while ago.
Oh, Epi.
Offline.
Oh, Epi. So, we'll see what happens. You guys are... you guys all meet back up. Root, Jemry, you're there with Crom. And the rest of you guys make your way out just after daybreak. Still raining, quite hard, but the sun is shining. Through the rain clouds. There's a
Here,
small
the
double
place.
window.
Before anything, ask the bartender which direction to Thornlight.
He points up towards the northern road.
Just wanted to make sure we took the right road.
Is there a brighter atmosphere in the tavern?
Not really, because there's still, the sick people and the people seem to be in better spirits. They're clean,
Well, that's good.
full, So,
Does anyone have an objection to starting north? No objections. We
Not
start.
complaints from me.
the thing being said, and I'll point it here, you are potentially a party member down. You can continue on to gain more information, but you have technically completed what they were asking. So you can continue and head towards the dungeon, or you can return with the information and attempt to these people would have priority over anyone else doing the dungeon tomorrow or whenever we run it. That's all I'm saying is once you make it to the dungeon, you would have to find if you're gonna call it to take a long rest, you would have to find safe grounds. And the only reason I'm giving you this is because you are a party member down currently.
Right.
I mean, you can go and try and then find safe refuge in the city, but your characters will not return if you're taking refuge in the city.
I'm a fan of whoever starts the thing should finish it, so I'd like Epi to be here.
I mean, you guys can. Here's the other option: you can get to the city, find a base of operations, and then go from there.
Yeah.
See if he comes back. If he doesn't come back, you guys can try and do it one of these next couple days. We'll schedule it.
This is that. I mean, I'll be perfectly happy to sneak up a little and try to see what I can see. That's what I'm there for.
Days away.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, like once we walk there, and then we I go forward a little.
So that's these are the options I'm giving you guys. I'm down with whatever.
I'm okay with setting up a base there.
Okay. So I need so you guys start traversing north. Each of you is going to tell me a story and resolve it with a roll. So, like, it's basically our travel mechanics. So we're gonna have everyone roll me initiative. Don't worry about not clicking your tokens.
Junior also apparently likes this.
Alright, so Irith, you guys set out from Braden. You're traveling, at least at this point, you can change it if you'd like. Traveling along the road. There is a heavy storm blowing through still, and the road is kind of muddy. What is the first challenge that you encounter while traveling, and how are you trying to resolve it?
Well, this is kind of hard because the thing is, for me personally, I don't like marshy things, so I would say that you try to like look out for anything that's like that's like in the marshes to make sure like nothing that's like what's it called, hostile wise would come near them in some sort of
Give me
ways.
perception. All right, so as you guys are setting out, Irith is walking. The road kind of cuts right above, but there's a banking that kind of leads into this marsh. And, the entire time as you guys are walking, Iris keeping a diligent lookout, into the marsh. You see a couple, like, small critters, Iris. Nothing that is threatening or anything like that, but otherwise that, nothing seems to sneak up on you.
Okay.
Gemry.
Oh, that's me. In character. Yeah. Okay. Say they're walking along and they pass by over on the marsh, and on the side of the road there's this little shrine. She'd like to figure out what god it would be. I assume it's some kind of nature god.
Okay. Roll me a religion. What'd you get?
I got 6.
I will whisper what you think it is.
Okay.
That is what you believe.
She pauses, looks to the shrine. Oh.
Is everything alright?
Yeah, that's fitting, I guess. Yeah.
Does she hustle away from it as quick as she can?
Oh, yeah. She might be 2 times as fast as a dwarf can.
So,
Root, don't go near that.
Mirth, you guys have come across a small shrine nestled in this marshland. Gemry took a look at it and just started beelining away as fast as she could. What is your problem you encounter?
Well, she took mine. Darn it.
Sorry.
No, you're right. Mm-hmm.
She does very few things well.
You're telling me. But
I tried to. I'm trying to look at it and see if I can think of like why she's running away with it so quickly.
Insight.
Oh, pretty good. 25.
She's scared shitless of this small shrine.
Do I know what it's a shrine to?
I'll let you give me a religion roll. What'd you get?
25.
25. It's not what she realized. You kind of look at it, and you kind of raise your eyebrow, look at it again, and look at her. And it's assigned to Alistri.
Alistri?
Who is in the Celadrine, which is the eldest pantheon. She is the daughter of Loth, and she is the chaotic good deity of song, beauty, swordwork, moonlight, and light. She is said to be the god responsible for good drow.
Murph's just confused. But he just looks at Jeremy like...
She's running. I mean, the time it's taking you to look at all this, she's, like, still running.
Mm-hmm.
Leaving big, heavy dwarven footprints. Should be easy to track.
Mm-hmm.
You continue on after?
Yeah, but I'll dash after her.
Okay. Caitlin, you guys have caught up to Jemry, who's run from this little shrine. What is the issue that you encounter, and how do you solve it?
So I kind of missed the description of what exactly we're doing. Can you repeat?
Travel mechanic. You guys are traveling to Thornlight. You're going to come up with an issue, and then try and solve it using a roll that you encounter on the road. So you can't use perception, religion, or insight. So what is your issue?
I have no idea right now.
You need to make one up. Here, I'll have Root go, and then we'll come back to you. Root.
Well, since it's raining so much, we come across a small flash flood.
Okay. Now, how are you attempting to solve this?
Have everybody hold hands and cross together,
Okay,
since it's so small.
So in athletics? That what you're going for?
Yep. 26.
You are the first person not to be defeated by water in the history of Pharrell.
Really?
Every time someone attempts to cross the river, like straight out of Oregon Trail, everyone gets washed away. It's the first time anyone has succeeded.
In 2 years, you don't understand.
We've had people washed by like streams, rivers, waterfalls, all sorts of stuff.
I'm proud.
So Root stands strong and defeats the undefeated water enemy. As you all kind of make your way across this, flooded section that's moving pretty quick. And then we'll go to Caitlin.
We're heading to an area that's really swampy, right?
Yeah, this is marshlands.
We come across part of the road where it's submerged in marshlands. We can't find which way to go.
Mm-hmm. So you roll survival.
That was the plan.
Yep.
You did it. Good job.
You do get turned around a little bit, looking before you eventually kind of come across and stumble the road again. You're a little bit dirtier, worse for wear, but overall there was more successes than failures. So you guys make your way to, in the very distance you see, kind of a little bit of smoke billowing, more like a fire than a chimney. From this inside of the town, you do see some stone walls, some of which are broken. And
Inwards or outwards?
From where you are, you can't really tell.
Okay.
And you kind of can hear and smell the salt in the air from the ocean. You're along the road, but you guys have taken a little bit of kind of visual distance cover from just being safe.
How far are we from the city?
I would say you're probably, with conditions, like a half mile where you can see it. And, because the outside of this, would be farmlands, which are kind of submerged right now, a little bit torn up. So there's not a lot of cover once in that half mile-ish to a city. I mean, this is a country was going to war, has been militaristic. There's not going to be a lot of cover within the half mile going up to a city.
Right.
You see a couple farmhouses and stuff dotting outside the walls, as they would be.
Is there any movement anywhere?
You can't really see past the walls. You don't see any movement on the walls. You're not sure. You're not sure.
The walls?
Through the holes in the walls, you don't really see much. Yeah, it is. It is kind of hard to see because of the storm too.
Oh, it probably wouldn't help any. I don't want to do it anyway. Since Jimry's a dwarf, she has the stone cutting thing. Could she use it to find out more about the walls?
When you get up there, you could.
Yay!
But you can't use it yet. You're too far.
Okay, cool.
Suggest that we find one of the nearby farmhouses.
I would say within the half mile, like on your on a beeline, there's probably one farmhouse in between you and the city. There, you could bank from farmhouse to farmhouse, but in a direct, if you're going beeline, there's probably one that's in your direct.
Suggesting we get into that and watch for a little bit, get dried up and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. So you guys all agree you're going to the farmhouse, which is, I would say it's probably about halfway. It's about a quarter mile from the city.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. Keeping an eye out.
You guys begin to tromp your way through the muck and stuff as the road kind of leads away from all the farmhouses and towards the main gate. Going on a beeline, you're kind of going up towards one of the holes. You guys you eventually come into very small farmhouse, for a small family. There is a barn. Barn doors are slightly ajar inward. There is a fence for whatever animals they had. But you guys are going towards the house, correct?
Actually, with the barn doors open, I would say let's go to the barn first.
Okay.
So we don't have to break down the door and get inside.
Well, which one's closer to us, the barn or
you're
the...
kind of equidistant at this point.
We don't have to break.
The barn and the house aren't very far from each other. There might be no more than 50 to 100 feet.
We don't have to break down anything.
Or break into. With the barn door open, let's go in there for this cover.
Internally rolls his eyes, but heads to the barn because he wants to stand around here arguing
We
more.
could check out the barn and then check out the house if we need to.
Okay. So as you guys approach the barn,
Do I hear anything? Sorry.
Give me what's your passing?
24. Yes, 24.
No, most of what you're hearing is the rain smacking off the barn.
Okay.
But you make your way up towards the doors. They're slightly ajar. You can kind of see in past the far end. You don't see any movement as you're approaching Mirth.
Okay.
But you're right up now. It's kind of like towards the door.
Can I carefully peek inside?
Okay, give me an active perception check.
24.
Still not seeing much. As with the field of view without opening the doors at all. You pull your hand back from you put it on one of the doors to look around. You put your hand back and realize that you're. Do you wear gloves or do you have your hands open?
Probably. I would.
The hardest question ever.
I honestly know it's never occurred to me.
Do you wear accessories?
Sure.
You pull back. Your leather glove is a little bit crimson.
From what?
A little bit crimson. You've had your hand on the door to kind of try and peek around without opening or moving the doors at all.
Yeah.
And it comes back. Your glove's a little crimson.
Do I know what it is?
You're pretty sure it's blood.
I look at where I put my hand.
Some little pieces of something natural. Smattered in a stain that's basically on the inside of the door.
I show the others the blood.
A couple strands of hair.
I show everyone
Weapons
here the blood knife. Hands to the lips.
Can I don't know what I would roll. Can Jimmy look to see if it's like is the blood in a pattern of like?
It's on the inside of the door. She'd have to go all the way in.
Oh,
Are there any animal sounds coming from inside?
No. Not that you've heard.
go and investigate.
I believe that would be a good idea.
So who's opening the door?
Oh, Jimmy.
Jimmy. Okay. So are you doing it quietly or just throwing the doors open?
If Mirth made it something in character, she'd look to him. But she, if
It is like, may I? With all due respect to you.
she gives a bow and like a flourish.
They'll quietly open the door.
Oops, let in.
21.
There's a little bit of a creak from the water that you're slightly rusted. You weren't gonna, but other than that, you're not making any extra noise that would come from it. You look down. There's the hay and the muck that's kind of building up. Some crimson, some pieces of something. You're not sure. It looks like you're standing inside the barn as you kind of step in. It's dark. There's no movement that you see.
Jimmy goes to the door to look at it.
Root goes to a pen.
Okay, so Jeremy was going to the door, so I'll let you roll. What are you trying to ascertain, Jeremy?
She would be trying to figure out if it was just a bloodstain or if it was like draped in a symbol or if it was like a warning or some sort of...
I'll say medicine. It's blood. Good amount of it, too. And there's other things inside the blood. Oh, look, a hair.
Really? Huh.
So,
What color hair?
Black.
Oh.
So, there's 4 pens. 1 and 2 are on the left, 3 and 4 are on the right.
Closest one to the left.
So, number 1. So you walk over to the pen. Nothing inside. The door to the outside's open. Looks like it was a horse stall. Jeremy has flashbacks.
Sorry. Out of character, the left. Move up to the next pen on the left, 2.
Give me a small constitution save. The smell's terrible. The sight's not much better. You see what looks to at one point have been a horse, completely torn in half, and look like the insides have been gnawed at and eaten partially.
Go back and tell them.
Probably while it was still alive.
Yeah.
Heart's gonna see what kind of made that thing, like something like that to the horse.
It's nasty back there.
Okay, yeah, you're still like you're dry heaving a little bit still. From it, you didn't throw up, but you're right on that verge.
Yeah.
Irith, I'll let Irith go, and then you can go Mirth.
Alright.
Just try and get everyone so they can do stuff.
Yeah.
Irith, so you walk over. I need a con save from you because the smell's pretty nasty. You're fine. Alright, la 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 la. Go ahead and give me a nature check. Well, we don't do net ones anymore in skill checks, but you still
6.
rolled really bad.
Yeah.
Somewhere you remember hearing a story of a druid who was known as the Horse's Bane, and that's all you don't remember the facts about the story, but you for some reason you feel like that druid may be involved.
She lets people know that and what she believes.
Give me a medicine check as you further investigate. Because this would be a dark druid. This would be Irith. You realize if a druid is going to kill a horse, it's not going to be in this way. But you can't quite figure out what's killed this.
She lets the groups know that.
But there's still the possibility in your back of your mind that dark druids might be involved.
True. Those gosh darn dark druids.
As the druid I was referring to comments in the chat. Hi, Tree, dear.
Oh, Tree!
So, Mirth.
Okay, yeah, I was going to have like him stand in. You can try to turn around, look at the back of the door where the blood he got on his hands was,
Yeah,
and try to like.
You can still look at it. Give me a medicine.
Well, he was trying to
Okay, what were you trying to do?
look around, look at like that, look at like the ground. I'm assuming there's like straw or dirt on the ground. Trying to see if he can put together like what happened. Retrace steps. Like did someone survival? 16.
16. It looks so you're able to realize something. You're not sure what it was specifically. Something was definitely trying to flee out of here. Yeah. Part of it looks like it was ripped off, and then looks like it was dragged away in the muck. But you look out there, and with you guys walking and everything that's going on, it looks like it'd be really hard to track from at this moment.
Look to the ceiling, the rafters and such.
Yeah, it's up there. Nothing's up there at all. I mean, you see that there's a small landing up there, at the far end for hay. Basically, the hayloft.
Right.
Is the blood like recent or is it dried? It's got on his hands, so it's obviously wet.
It's
So
still wet. It's still wet enough.
Hmm.
But the air is moist, so it might not have been. That could potentially make it wet longer.
Jeremy would nod to Caitlin. He did say there were. Did he say there were undead?
That's the story.
So that's the story. Hmm. And I assume Irith came over and told us about the horse, right?
She did. Would anyone else like to make any checks? There's still, in here, places you haven't looked, just to remind you. You have the loft, and you have 2 pens on the right side.
I'll check the loft then.
Jimmy will look at one of the other pins.
Okay.
Do I hear anything up in the loft like before I hit climb up
You
there?
haven't heard anything yet.
Okay.
I go to the bottom of the ladder and keep an eye on Mirth.
Okay. Jeremy, as you walk to the first one on the right, you don't see anything. Now you gotta check the next one.
Yep.
Give me a Constitution saving throw. Jeremy, you smell, you look over, and immediately you just see this little dwarf turn around and just blow chunks across the floor. Until she's just throwing up.
Is there another one over there?
She just Jeremy, I will whisper what you can respond at this point.
Okay.
Because she's gonna have trouble.
Right. I know once you see something, describing it brings back the... No.
First body.
You make it to the top. I need a Constitution save from you, Mirth.
Alright. 18.
You smell the smell, but being a veteran adventurer, it's not hitting you in the gut yet. As you can smell something's dead up here. As you're kind of working your way around the hay bales. So, Root, what are you doing? You're Mirth's up top. You see Jeremy throwing up. She saw something, was able to say body. And that was all she
I'd stay where I am.
Okay. Anyone else doing, or am I continuing with Mirth?
Am I still throwing up?
Yeah, you're.
Yeah.
You'll
I
understand
mean-
why when I describe it when someone else gets to see it.
Okay.
I mean, Aerith can also look with Mirth because I know she's not affected at the moment.
Yeah, you could. Well, Merce up has climbed up the ladder. Do you want to go look at the one that affected Jemry?
Mhm.
Okay. Give me a con save. You'll be at advantage because you passed your last one. Yeah, 17. You make it up. You look, Aerith. You see what was once a humanoid body. The top half of it. Its throat's been ripped out. You know, he's got like a pitchfork in one of his arms, and you know, one hand, rigor mortis is kind of set in, and he's holding the latch to the door, like he looked like he was holding it shut.
He tried his best.
And that again, that outside door to the pen is open.
Okay.
He looks like he's, you know, late 30s, early 40s ish.
Did I hear you right that part of his arm was pinned by the pitchfork?
He's got a pitch in like his right arm. He had a pitchfork, basically what they were trying to fend off with probably whatever killed him.
Okay.
Right, and his other one was holding the gate shut.
And you said his
yeah.
bro's been like eaten into or something like that.
It's only
Like
the top half of his body. And it
Okay.
looks
Like he
his
was
throat's
trying
ripped
to-
out and, yeah.
Like he put himself in the pin and was trying to keep something out of it.
You're not sure I mean, the way that his body lies, it looks like he was trying to keep whatever was outside from inside.
Mhm.
So, Mirth, you
Alright,
are up there as you need to roll me an investigation now.
okay.
Reliable
25.
talent is still a 25. It still takes you a little bit before you realize that there's this small. You're walking around up there, and then you stop. You take a couple steps back because you don't see where the smell's coming from, and
Yeah.
you realize that these hay bales are set up, and there's this little place that you can barely squeeze through, and it's probably on the other side. He said, or you can try and move all these hay bales around.
I'll go through the other side.
So you're gonna go squeeze through.
Well,
It's squeeze through or move the hay bales around.
I'll move the hay bales.
Okay.
Hmm.
Give me
It's like a
give me a
swim.
couple athletics checks. Just to see how long it takes you. Second one.
And a 10.
Root. At first you hear a thud come from up top as the hay bale Mirth, like, you know, tries to lift it, doesn't realize it's as heavy as he thinks it is, and he lands with it on his chest. Thankfully, it's just a bale of hay. It's not stupidly
Right.
heavy. But he definitely gets the wind knocked out of him.
You okay, Mirth? Start up the ladder.
I can't talk, so I point in his general direction and use message to say, I'm fine.
Help him get the bail off of him.
Okay.
Keep an eye on
Yeah.
the other.
The second one, which is easier to move, he moves, and you kind of see this. You kind of see crimson on the hay on the ground, but the where you had pulled him, you know, it kinked right, so you can't see yet, but you can already see crimson staining the hay on the ground.
Mirth kind of like, you know, waves for Root to stay back and steps forward and kind of looks to see what it is.
I'm gonna need a con save at disadvantage from you, and I'm gonna whisper you.
A 9.
Yeah,
If only it
you
was
start-
disadvantage.
You start dry heaving pretty bad, Mirth.
I don't feel good. Let's see if it's what I thought it, what I was thinking it was.
You sent that to me.
And me.
I sent that to everyone that had mirth, apparently. It says 2 mirth per Nash.
Ah.
Huh.
Which is odd.
Yeah.
What?
Did you get it?
No.
What? How did that happen? Okay, I'll just describe it since everyone's seen it already. Mirth, as you come around...
Oh, I haven't seen it, so you're good.
You see the body of a young boy.
Yep. So I thought it was.
Seemingly cut his own throat. He's grasped in like a cold grip something in his left hand. The knife kind of like right by his right hand.
He cut his own throat?
Yes.
And you said that the knife was in his right hand, and there's something in his left.
No, the left hand. The knife seemingly was in his right hand, but rigor mortis has said it. Your muscles relax most of the time as you die. Like he did it and he dropped it.
Yeah.
And he clenched whatever was in his left hand until he passed, and that's how rigor mortis would set in.
Yeah.
It's like I know medicine or something.
Forensics.
I know. That's what I know. What's in his? Is there anything in his right hand or left hand?
You see like you don't know what it is in his hand, but you see like a chain. It looks like it's probably like a pendant of some sort. You can't see without basically prying it from his hand, from his cold dead hand, as the expression goes. And what do you say? Because I mean, you're trying at the rope. What do you say to Root, who's kind of waiting on your?
Murph just sighs. He goes, "There's a child. Probably lie him out."
Probably by what?
I was saying there's a child, and help me lie him out.
He's asking you to help him get him out.
Okay. Yeah.
Just pick him up and like put him on lie him on a hay bale.
Okay. So as you get up there, there's something. It looks. You look towards like the corner of his, not the widow's peak, but in that area. So forehead, kind of coming down around the side of the face. I can't think of what the hell it's called, because it's not a medical term. So you look to him and give me medicine immediately. As I don't think there it is. Root's got 7. What did you get, Mirth?
Oh, I didn't know I was rolling as well. Medicine.
I'm also getting.
13.
Well, I would get all your whispers.
Did you get it too?
If you do it to the character, everyone who's assigned the sheet will get it.
Oh.
If you do it to the username, only the user gets it.
Oh.
And since all whispers, if we do it to a character, will get seen on the stream, because it has all of your things, has all your sheets. The live account.
I didn't realize you were saying the whisper on Roll20. I see it now.
So.
And all the ones from January.
Neither of you understand what it is, but you definitely both notice the rash.
And you said it was around the crown of his head?
Yeah, it's up along the forehead, kind of along the hairline.
Is that almost on like the temple area kind of thing?
Yeah, it's coming in that area. It's from like the top of the forehead curling down towards the temple.
I have no idea.
So you guys carrying him down off the loft?
Probably a good idea.
Okay. So you guys bring him down to the floor. All of you at this point seeing. Irith looking at this boy. Probably what that guy was trying to defend.
Mm-hmm.
You may those of you that, as they point out the rash, may make me medicine checks. Iris,
Yes.
you're looking at it. I need you to make me a follow-up roll.
Okay.
A nature roll. This is some sort of disease, Iris,
Okay.
and it's sure as hell not natural.
This is not natural, guys. This is an unnatural disease.
Is it contagious?
She has no clue.
She shakes her head and shrugs like, I have no idea.
Iris, do
Hmm?
you happen to have alchemy as a tool?
I only have herbalism kit, but no alchemy.
Nope. Okay, you can't make it a follow-up roll then.
No.
Let's put the boy with his father.
Are you guys gonna dig? I mean, there's shovels and stuff. Are you digging? Or no? It just because I know some had mentioned before, but I know that was happy. I didn't know if any of you would dig.
I don't think we. Well,
Dig or
did you
burn?
burn. Did you get the thing out of his hand?
Well, I was gonna wait till see what y'all were gonna do with the digging or whatever first before I thought to mention that. I was gonna ask what would it take to get it out?
You just have to pry it. There's no. I mean, it's just.
Okay. All right. While they're figuring out what they're gonna do,
I don't think I need to describe how you get it out to you. I think you're aware of what rigor mortis and would entail.
Yeah.
Okay. So you see Mirth kind of take
I think we're all aware of it.
take his glove, peeling it around, and peels the fingers back. Before he does so, being an assassin, being someone that knows around death, he kind of motions to a few of the newer of you to take a few steps back towards the sound of the rainwater hitting the barn.
Jimmy does so.
And there's the sickening cracks as he gets this small little pendant out. Mirth, you immediately recognize you didn't even have to make a roll.
Hmm.
It is a small Palor's pendant. It was there before you even joined the mission.
Hmm.
You know, the inside, obviously, you see wounds from the actual star in his hand. He was squeezing it that hard.
yeah. Like the others, well, burn or bury.
Do we take some of the rash to let people look at it if it's what's making people sick?
I don't have a way of carrying it safely.
Mind
I
you,
don't-
what she's suggesting is not the worst thing that's ever been suggested on the stream
I
to do
believe.
to a dead body. I'm just saying, it's not the worst thing. Firefly was not the... Firefly and me were both present for the worst one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good idea, but how would we transport it?
Off. Put it in my bag of holding, but then it might get contaminated.
Actually, question. We're at a farmhouse. They might have mason jars inside.
There we go.
So you're going to leave the bodies here for now?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, you put the bodies together. Again,
Yeah.
Mirth going over to the second one as he's been instructed, making sure people are stepped away. He peels that grasp off the door handle, again with the sickening sounds that it produces, and he drags the half a body next to the boy. So, I guess you guys head to the farmhouse.
Yes.
You make your way over towards the farmhouse as you guys make your way up onto the little porch.
Well, first go through or around the whole house to make sure there are no holes or broken windows or whatnot.
You walk through, you don't really see much. There's a broken window on the second floor. The back side, the one side that faces the city.
Any chance I could see if there's blood on the around it?
Give me perception.
Can I assist? Or no? I don't think I have.
There's...
Am I?
You can't really get a good sight, but you could probably ask someone with dark vision or someone with better vision to look at it.
Oh, definitely. Anybody able to see?
What are you looking at?
There's a broken window on the second floor. I'm wondering if there's blood or whatnot
It looks
around
like the second
window.
floor is also an attic type style. It's kind of one floor with maybe that loft style farmhouse. It's not like a big farmhouse. So Marth, give me a perception as he's pointing up towards the window.
30.
Yeah, there's blood staining through the jagged parts of the window.
Is there?
You look down. You can see in where Root has not stepped, there was a landing. And give me as you look, you see a couple footprints running in the direction of the fields. It looks like definitely with give me an investigation.
25.
Definitely with a sustained injury from fall, the landing.
What can I tell? What if it was an adult, a child?
It looks more towards the adultish.
Okay.
You would guess female.
I say someone jumped out of the window, female, I believe, landed, injured themselves, and ran that way. And I pointed.
Up towards the fields, where the corn is.
Okay.
Corn or wheat, I don't remember which one's on this farm. Crops, we'll call it that.
Let's go to the front door.
So yeah, as you guys make your way around the front door as a party, the door, because it's on, you couldn't see it when you were approaching. The hubby door is all the way swung open, and it looks like the screen door was busted in.
From the outside?
From the outside in. You see a number of what looks like muddy footprints.
Do they look... What do they look like?
Some shoes, some unshoothed. Varies.
How many toes do they have?
Give me an investigation, because I'm not sure that there would be a good enough one for you to count. Yeah, just in this area there's not, Jimmy, a good enough footprint for you to count. Yeah, there's partials. You see, you kind of figure they have 5 toes, but you can't be sure.
You said multiple prints?
Yeah,
like
different.
multiple people?
Yeah.
Or multiple undead.
Is it like Jimmy-sized footprints, or is it like...
More humanish size.
Root would go in carefully, trying to stealth.
Okay.
Not doing a very good job.
He finds every creaky floorboard.
Jimmy...
Murph's just like, I have fingers.
Yes. So.
I shall stealth through as well. And she does have a cloak on, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Iris, noticing where Root doesn't step on the creaky floorboards and doesn't really make much noise.
Gives more the thumbs up.
Inside, you see like some of the furniture's turned over. You smell. It just smells like kind of spoiled food that's been left for a day or two. You see like whatever was cooking at the time, got knocked over. There's that kind of half-cooked, semi-starting, rotting food splattered across the kitchen.
I have another question.
Mm-hmm.
The footprints led in. Did any lead out?
A couple would have let out, but they're hard to spot.
Okay.
And you do see there's a couple bedrooms on the first floor, and a staircase that leads upstairs, and the doors shut.
Okay.
So the rest of the house is empty. No other signs of life.
Nope.
We know there's at least.
No blood either.
So we've seen a father, or at least, well, was it old enough to be a father?
Yeah, father and a son at least.
Father and son, at least a third woman who is adultish, either an older child or a mother.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, Merce will check the door. Well, first he'll see if he can hear anything, on the other side, because that's just standard procedure when checking doors.
You hear the wind and the rain.
I was trying to decide if he would check for traps in a farmhouse, but sure. Let's just check the door. 25.
It's a door that's not even really locked.
Okay, that's what I figured.
It's an attic door.
Yep, he'll try to quietly open it.
Yeah, so let's see, sleight of hand. Spin the knob and you make it open. It's dark up here. You can see there's all sorts of kind of things that they didn't need anymore. There's like some cribs. There's at least one creepy doll staring right at you because it's an attic.
Yep.
And then you look towards the window. And you see something quite odd, Mirth.
Oh, now I see something on?
And it's attached by sinew to one of the spikes.
I didn't get that one. Yay.
I whispered it to his account.
It's attached to what now?
Like the sinews that would have been attaching it normally are like caught up in the glass.
Right. The footprints that I saw like running away from the dumped out, they were 2 feet, right?
Yep, except where Root wasn't standing.
Except what now?
Remember, Root had walked almost all the way up to the house. So he may have trampled over some stuff.
There's a foot up here. So perhaps, is it a big, small foot, like child size, adult size?
It's more adult size. Male, based on the clothing.
And there's no other signs of life or former life.
Nope, there's just some blood splattered across the.
So area. I'll tell everyone if they don't want to come up here and like look for themselves. I'll tell them what I see and say. So now what I'm thinking is that the woman was accompanied by a man and she helped him limp away. I look to the others to see if they have any other thoughts on that.
Medicine.
Oh. 10.
Yeah, you can go to that assumption.
There's a what?
I need to remember that I have guidance. But moving on, there's a foot. A severed human male. Well, I assume human. Well, I couldn't tell.
You would assume human. The makeup between human and elves are a little bit different. Elves are a little bit leaner.
A human male foot.
What kind of severed? Ripped or cut?
Cut by glass. Looks to the DM.
Yeah, you're not sure. It was probably already, probably was not fully attached when they went out the window.
It was probably mostly torn off beforehand, and then whenever they jumped, the glass cut the whatever tendons and.
That's horrible.
Must have been very scared.
And
Mirth, give me a perception.
Okay. 33.
The edge of your vision. You're looking out, keeping watch, especially since you're entered the city. You swear you see something move across one of the hills in the city. Multiples. Like a pack.
I kind of wave people to get away from the window.
You're a quarter mile away.
Okay, but
You're the only one upstairs.
Oh, okay. Then I'll get
at this point. Yeah, you swear you see them. They weren't even looking towards you. They were chasing something.
Are you alive up there?
Yes.
They've already moved by the whole thing. You're not.
Yes, there was. I swear I saw people, or something, some group of things, run in the city. Saw it in the gap within the wall.
What did they look like?
I couldn't tell. Just a pack of something.
How many?
Looks the DM. I couldn't tell.
You couldn't tell. It was at least a pack. More than 5.
More than 5?
2 legs or 4? Did they run on 2 legs or 4?
Humanoid.
Maybe they're running away from whatever these people are running away from.
Or maybe they are what these people were running away from.
Oh, maybe. Safety in numbers.
Start looking around. Yeah, go into the windows, go into the door, looking out.
Okay.
Mirth looks around, see if he sees anything.
She kind of looks at Mirth like, I think we're being watched.
Feel it too. Do I see anything out the windows or out the door?
Is there any way I could tell if I'm being watched magically?
No. It's just a feeling. Yeah.
We need to get moving. One way or another.
And go where?
Light is receding. Remember, it's been a full day.
So what are we doing? Are we going to approach the city or are we heading back?
Remember, it's the city at dark with 3 humans.
Probably best to head back.
What's that?
City at dark with 3 humans.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
To make an excursion into the city, you have to find somewhere here. Like this is, mind you, these were peasants, so their fighting prowess is not exactly high. You could potentially take safety in the attic, moving some stuff, giving it a night, and transversing into the city in the next one shot during the day. Or you can head back.
I would say
I'd like to do something for the. If we have time, do something for the father and son in the barn, and then
Just
head back.
remember, if you're lighting a fire, that barn will eventually burn.
Even if we pull them outside,
Pull them outside, you're creating a big beacon.
but we'll be long gone by then. Well,
Potentially.
They'd know we were there. They'd know where we would come from. And we were right out of here's the marsh.
Depending on their intelligence, yeah.
if the attic is a good defensible place, we could spend the night
that's
there.
true. It gives you an option to spend a night.
Spend the night and
decide
head
to.
back.
Okay. So you guys are going to pull back and attempt. So I guess here's the question. You're spending the night. So my question is, are you going back? If you're pulling out, are you going to try and get to a boat? Are you going to try and get to, or go back to Braden and then basically hike back to Azor, hike back to Penrith?
I'm probably going to say boat.
which way is the water? Do we have to go through the city to get to the water, or?
You would have to. You could potentially go skirt the outsides of it, but at some point you're going to have to either swim to the docks because they're within the walls. You know, swim around, and at some point you're either going to have to swim all the way to the boat, or traverse the city and get to the docks.
I think the city is a little too dangerous right now. We've got the information we need. Let's go back, prep a little better, and come back another time.
Yes, that's what we're doing, but how do we get back? We don't have a way to teleport. Are we walking all the way back to Penrith?
Do we take the body with the rash with us to show the clerics?
You figure they probably have enough at Braden.
Cool.
Probably Arthur would be telling them that what it is like that's unnatural kind of thing.
We're gonna burn the barn down with the bodies inside. To prevent the spread of disease.
Right.
Or we could bury them.
But if anything dug it up,
They will probably try to use that disease to make sure that to make them come to life again, maybe. It's just a theory.
Alright, so at least the next step is to everyone take a rest.
right?
Correct? Alright. Each of you roll me a flat d20.
D20.
Flat d20. Alright. Iris, you sleep fine. Jemry, you sleep fine. Root, you sleep fine. Caitlin, you sleep fine. Mirth, roll me a d10.
Boy.
Maybe a Constitution saving throw.
Five.
So, throughout the night, all of you sleep. Mirth, you even sleep fine. You don't feel like anything bad's happened to you. As everyone starts to wake up in the morning, first light, Mirth sits up, kind of like, oh, my shoulder, it really hurts, right? You pull back kind of your leather armor, if you slept in it, or pull your shirt, tunic aside, and your left arm looks like it's been blasted with, we'll say, 30 points of necrotic damage. It's start black. The veins are.
Not again.
What?
I show him my arm.
I didn't
Even
do
the
it.
fingertips, they're all black.
I like how Jimmy says I didn't do it.
My fingertips are black?
Yep, all the way from your shoulder, all the way down to your fingertips are black.
And you said not again.
Yeah. There was a plague in Lakia last year.
Everyone knows. It's a major world event. Go ahead.
I'm going to check over my body to
Yeah, you
see
seem
if
fine.
there's anything.
Nothing.
Because I helped move the child.
Yeah, you seem fine.
Jimmy's gonna take a dagger. She has one of those. She's gonna stick it in. That sounds terrible. She's gonna gently poke at Mirth's infected place. That still sounds terrible.
Merc's gonna take his dagger and gently poke Jimmy in a random place. How do you like that?
Yours hurts more.
I was checking to be sure it's not the dagger she gave him.
Just kind
No,
of
it's
oozes black.
Yeah.
That's not
I need a
good.
cleric.
Irith, give me an Arcana check.
Or a druid.
I don't know if you have. Do you have blight?
Not blight.
Irith, this isn't disease. This looks like it's moral blight. Like he was blighted in his sleep.
She tells me what
It's
that.
not blight the spell. It's similar.
She will tell him that.
No blink. Well, that's a relief.
Do you cure wounds, Mirth? Irith.
Sure.
Okay, roll it.
She would. That's just if there's no.
As you start to cure, from his fingertips it starts to recede, the blackness. So you know it's not disease.
You feeling better now?
Well, I feel about, let's say, on a level of 9 better.
Okay.
Check the area where he was sleeping.
I feel like I'm at about a level 129 out of 150. If that makes any sense.
Somewhat.
Nothing around where he slept. Okay.
Oh. Well, I'm an idiot. I'm going to start ritual casting Detect Poison Disease. 'Cause that's the thing I can do
Okay,
while they're putzing around.
nothing.
Alright, I'm just gonna keep concentration on that because it lasts 10 minutes.
Teach me that spell.
I don't know. I can try.
She has a book of shadows. She wants the ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Sure.
Let's do that when we get back, please.
Of course.
Jeremy growls.
He's living. He has to teach me a spell.
But you
Don't
have
worry.
to die anytime.
Don't worry. Looks bad, but I will stand tall and I'm gonna cast Healing Word on myself.
So as you stand tall, you weren't realizing where you slept. You hit like an old bird cage. And you just, yeah, it was a joke. So,
Are you okay, Marv?
Going down the
Let's go
stairs,
home.
we still feel like something's watching us.
you know, You guys make your way downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. Who wants to go by boat? I do not.
Can I want to go back to the barn real fast and just like while the 10 minutes of detect poison disease still going on, do I get any pings from the bodies?
Yeah, the boy is horribly diseased.
Okay. It says I identify what kind of disease it is. Does...
You have no clue. The spell is not for this one.
Okay.
Some sort of plague. You have no clue. Just feels as you are.
All right. I go back. Well, the child was definitely diseased.
Then I think walking back might be our best option. What kind of time are we talking about? One...
It'll take you a day to get back.
To Penrith?
Oh, I'm talking about to Braden. It's your next stop.
Okay.
So, you guys all... Are you doing anything with the bodies or no?
I vote we just burn them. But I'll yield to the overall vote as a group.
I prefer burning.
Just don't set the forest on fire.
Actually, yeah, the storm's gone.
Storm doing what now?
There's no more storm.
Oh. Then
Oh, there's still a
For the
storm?
day. No.
take them to a clearing and burn them there.
Yep. Or just to the road, and then we'll lay them there, and then y'all can go on ahead, and I'll light them, and I can dash on and catch up with y'all.
Okay.
So
I
you're
don't want to
carrying the
split the party too
bodies.
much.
You're carrying the bodies another quarter mile away or so.
I'll
Towards
carry
the
the boy,
forest?
because I'm already kind of screwed up, so.
To the road, yeah.
Which is towards the forest.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I
Somewhere,
mean,
you bring
there's not a tree in the middle of the road.
It was not. So you start carrying them towards the forest.
Mm-hmm.
You get a good amount of ways away, and you. So how are you lighting them on fire?
Well, I can either use a tinderbox and stuff, or I can...
We were talking about setting fire to trying to cremate a body. Who's going to chop down some trees?
Jimmy looks to the bodies. Fireball would work. Yes, no.
You would light them on fire. You need to build a pyre or have like animal fat and oil to get it to burn hot enough to cremate a body.
Yeah, I
Otherwise,
don't
you're just
think
gonna leave
we'll be able to do
skeletons.
this.
No, I mean you can burn them. It'll take forever. You're just gonna leave skeletons in the middle of the road.
We chop them trees down. Looks to the druid. Can't connect. Is that a thing? Okay, should we not?
I mean, as long as that's fine. As long as we're not chopping down the whole forest.
Who's
I don't have any tools for
got
that.
an axe? Does anyone have an axe? Does anyone
That's
have,
my other character.
Does anyone have a greatsword?
Yeah, this plan's going
Does
swimming.
anyone have a sword? A long
I
sword?
do.
Sword.
So, are they magical?
No.
Alright,
Mine is silver, so no.
okay. So the two of you begin to chop down trees with your swords.
I have a +2 glaive.
This glaive's not going to be able to cut.
Okay.
You'll snap the shaft in that thing in no time. I was going least amount of damage down to the weapon. We would eventually hit glaives had you not had swords. The very last option was a dagger.
I got a magical one of those.
That would have taken like a day to chop down the tree. So you guys start going to work with your long sword and short sword, chopping down, a tree and beginning to build a pyre for these two individuals. It takes you quite a few hours to be able to do this with swords, but you do. You set the pyre up. So one of you is carrying wine, at least some sort of flammable liquid.
Yes.
My God, son.
Mirth has bottles of wine on him.
Okay. So you pour some bottles of wine over the corpses.
I'm sure Sindel would be pleased to know what her wine's doing.
So that they burn hotter. And then you step back as Jemry fireballs it. So it goes up nice. As a big poof of black smoke rises. Mirth, you have the best vision here. Give me a perception check.
Natural 20.
No, we're 34.
34. Sorry.
You wait a minute because you're letting them get ahead of you because you're the quickest down the path. And for a second you blink because it looks like the wall reforms, but there is just a mass of things pouring out of the city in that direction now.
In our direction?
Yeah, beelining for this pyre.
I look to the fire. I'm not really good at this. Blessed be with your souls, and I pull my broom flying out and I take out. Just 150 feet around.
Yeah, it's like 35 seconds, 40 seconds, and you see Mirth go.
Was
Because he's hauling, he doesn't. As you're going through these roads, there's blind spots. He'll be able to slow down and wait for you, but he just ends up going over you guys quickly.
Is everything okay?
There was. Would you say hundreds? Or.
More than you can count.
There was more things coming out the city. More than I can count. They swarmed out of the walls in the direction of the pyre.
I have one of those blue rooms too. We can get out of here quickly if everybody can move quickly.
What, you have a round of security? Or broom?
A broom flag.
I think you had a room. I was like...
Yeah, I heard room too. I was like, what?
Sorry. No.
Why are you waiting to now to say this?
Room. A safe room.
Why were we sleeping in the corrupted attic?
Where you got the plague. I mean, it was an adventure.
So, eventually, I'm assuming here, Mirth, you receive a sending from Ileana. Somewhere along the lines of, where are you? Ethan's worried sick. You didn't even say goodbye to him.
I'm in. Are we still on the road to clear to?
Yeah, you guys are literally trying to haul ass as much as you can because it's getting dark. You're not gonna make it back to the city in time.
Me, Root, Jimry, Caitlin, and Iris. Is everyone? Yeah.
And Crown.
Well, yeah.
They're here,
And
Crown.
Are on the road. Are in the north. We're on our way to Braden.
Is it being chased?
Well, I'm not really willing to stop long enough to tell.
You don't have to stop. It's all in your head.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't feel like stopping and waiting for them to try to see if they catch up.
No, you need to tell Ileana that something is chasing you.
I know that's what I'm saying to her. I'm saying I don't. I don't know if they're still chasing me. I'm not willing to stop long enough to check.
You don't
I'm
get
so
a response.
confused.
You don't get a response back. So Liliana, what do you? As you're sitting there with Ethan and Parrot and having a drink and a snack in the Nost, and as you hear Roland curse downstairs again, because alchemy. What do you say to Parrot and Ethan?
Mirth's in the north, and she lists a bunch of the people that he was with. They're in a city near called Braden, or close there, being chased by something. I think, maybe. He said he didn't want to stop to see if they were still chasing him. I should we go help?
Perrin just taps her on the shoulder and looks at Ethan. One of these days you need to teach him to stop getting in some shit. And he pulls out a crystal ball. Tell him to stop. Mirth, do you intentionally fail your scry save?
Sure.
And do you stop when Liliana tells you to stop? Do you have the party to stop when Liliana sends back to you and says, stop moving?
Halt! And they kind of screech to a halt in midair.
Jimmy does a half step.
What's going on? Why are we stopping?
Ruth,
Okay.
you look up in front of you. The bark on one of the trees begins to peel off and create an archway that starts to shimmer green.
Does Arth know this?
Perrin sticks his head out and goes, you needed a way home?
Yes!
Yes, please. One
You have
after
6
another.
seconds, you might want to run. He sticks his head and takes
Run.
Okay! She just starts running through.
Jimmy runs through. Pulls Crom with her.
Yeah. So you all end up back in the Nost. Back
Jimmy
garden.
is so confused.
And Perrin, Ileana, and Ethan are sitting there. Back in Penrith. Mirth, as you were last through, you look and you see some of them start flooding into the area you were at.
What do they look like?
Humanoids, gray-skinned, some with limbs that don't seem to be working very well, barely attached.
Undead?
You'd assume. And that's all you see is you then step through the portal as the bark shifts and closes. So, you prepare your report to bring it back, and that is where we will end part 1 of Into Thornlight. So, good job by the players. You guys get some information. I'd assume you would like to share them with whoever attempts to tackle the dungeon portion.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And that is where we say, bye, Twitch!
Bye, Twitch.
Arrivederci.